Each year, world leaders, climate advocates, and experts gather for the pivotal Conference of Parties to address global climate challenges and accelerate resilience efforts. Speaking on the sidelines of COP29 in Azerbaijan, Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell explained why this was his first time attending the event. Cynicism, a general distrust of motives, had initially deterred the Grenadian leader. However, he now sees the conference as a critical platform to amplify the voices of vulnerable nations.
I think this is actually my first COP. I chose not to attend on prior occasions because of that cynicism. But I think having experienced Hurricane Beryl itself, I think it was important for me to be here to be able to make sure that our partners understand that this is not a blame game. This is not a finger pointing. This is real, that we are experiencing it, and that it is just a matter of time before others begin to experience what we're experiencing. And it's one planet. You know, you can't simply, the carbon emissions isn't going to park itself over Grenada and leave Spain alone. You know, it's not going to leave America alone. It's not going to leave Cuba alone. It's not going to leave China alone. So it's making sure that our partners understand that first and foremost, we're in this together.
Prime Minister Mitchell called for tangible climate action, emphasizing the pressing need for global promises of financial aid to translate into tangible actions that deliver results for small island developing states.
We really don't want the megawatts of talk. What we want is concrete actions, and it's not going to be a one size-fits-all approach, because each country, each continent, each region may have unique perspectives, unique vulnerabilities that need to be taken into account. But if we really make the effort in paying attention to those things, it puts us in a position where we can actually find concrete solutions that is actionable and that is time-bound. And I think that's one of the things I want to make sure that people understand. We're not here to beg for money. We're here to say there are lessons that we can share with you if you actually give us the opportunity to remain alive.
The Grenadian leader spoke candidly about the challenges Caribbean nations face in accessing climate funding, citing bureaucratic hurdles and delays.
And the challenge we face is that to a large extent we've had to borrow to be able to do that. So when our donor partners talks about the fact that climate financing is available, if it's not accessible, and if the timeline within which we can get it and the processes for getting it is frankly not streamlined and straightforward, then it becomes frankly a very painful and difficult exercise, and the rewards are pretty slim.
At a press conference in St. George's on Tuesday, Prime Minister Mitchell, who returned to the island amidst ongoing climatic events, shared his expectations for meaningful outcomes from COP29, including streamlined access to funding and stronger global commitments to adaptation, mitigation, and resilience.
We are hoping, coming out of COP, that there are larger pledges and, more importantly, actual funding of the Loss and Damage Fund, and that the rules pertaining to how monies will be disbursed will be directly based on a compensatory basis for small island developing states that have suffered loss and damage. But we also use the opportunity to engage in bilateral conversations with our partners, for example, China, to be able to impress upon them that outside of the multilateral system, that at a bilateral level, they can also provide assistance to small island developing states to address issues like energy transition, which we need to do things like have energy security, which is part and parcel of this entire climatic, which is really, in a sense, the cause of the exacerbated climatic conditions we have with the amount of carbon that is being emitted.
Stay tuned for more updates on the outcomes of the conference, which concludes on November 22nd. For GBN News, Nisha Paul.